Hi, Kat Livingston from Ascend Nutrition and Wellness. I'm coming to you today from Oregon, January 2020. It is an overcast day, and I am having a little bit of a head cold, and it's all good. Just sitting here, been doing a lot of meditating and trying to work through my growth, as always, most people, anybody who's watching this probably is as well. So I put a video out a few weeks ago that kind of talked a little bit about having confusion when it comes to your path, relationships in your life, wanting things to be different. And I was really stuck and I didn't have an answer with that video. I left the video going, I don't really have an answer, but I'll give you an update when I do. Well, I ended up deleting that video because one of the things that my divine guidance has been showing me, and in different ways for me to truly understand it and get it, is that, what you put out there is what you get back. So if I'm putting out a vibration that I want something one way, but what's actually manifesting is another way, then my vibration is not matching what my true wants really are. So I just kind of came up with some thoughts today, and I thought I'd put them out there. And one of the things also, as my journey has been going through, my focus has been, let your light shine. My decks, I'm always looking for answers. I'm always searching. I'm always seeking. I'm always striving to get better, to understand, to move forward. And I heard something really good. Basically, like, if what is showing up in your reality is not what you want, recognize that your vibration has resistance to what you truly want. Because our ego, actually, yeah, let me stop right there for a second. Sorry, my higher self's like talking to me. So to me, awakening, what that means is that you understand that you have an eternal soul, but you also have an ego or your mind that has been driving the ship for most of your life. And when you're emotional, that's ego. When you are trying to be number one, when you are trying to control a situation, when you are even trying to understand and truly do something and make it happen, and all of those things, that is your ego. That is pride. My journey started probably a few years ago, but reading the 4 Agreements kind of opened my eyes to the conditioning that we all have, right? I mean, the way that you act has a lot to do with how you were raised and the benefits or rewards or punishments that you received as a child from your parents. And that was from what they knew from their parents. So there's generational learning that has to be healed to move forward, to be on your path for your highest good. So if what's showing up in your vibration or what's showing up in your reality isn't what you want, recognize that you're probably blocking what you really do want. So I'm a little blinded right now looking at the light. Your ego doesn't want to relinquish control. And your ego wants it both ways. And here's an example of this. I want to be desired by that one person, but I have a fear of being vulnerable and being hurt. So that keeps me from truly experiencing what I want. Does that make sense? So the easiest way for my divine guidance and higher self to bring about the growth that I really want to have in my life is to tell me to let it go, right? Because then I'm not resisting. I'm not actively resisting. It's my vibrational resistance that's preventing the resolution and growth. So by letting go, it's allowing for those things to come into my vibration, into my reality. And I heard a Abraham Hicks video that really talked about being in the vortex, being in the flow. I didn't understand a lot of the Abraham Hicks stuff, but I do now. That level of consciousness I understand being in that flow. I think I got a little, I don't know, whatever you call it, little wisdom that I was being a porcupine defensively. I was being a porcupine instead of being a dolphin and in the flow. I was trying to swim upstream, right? And that also keeps me from really receiving. I'm not allowing. I'm still have my pines out. So stop trying so hard. Stop pushing and resisting and trying to go upstream. I have an image of a salmon right now. By the time you get there, you're like dying because you're so freaking tired. It's a lot of work. Have faith that spirit has your back and that nothing that's for you is going to be ever taken away. If it doesn't show up exactly like you thought it was, then it wasn't meant to be in the first place. But by truly releasing and letting go of it in the first place, you're not going to mind that. You're going to be okay with what's actually coming. Because I know that, man, I have felt pushed to do the work that I've done, that my awakening and spiritual journey has been like a full-time job on top of a full-time job. I'm always listening to healing frequencies or playing, or even when I'm working, I'm just listening, to the solfeggio frequencies, listening to those type of, I like also to listen to the angel number ones, 111, 222, 333. And I'll just be playing those or playing Reiki videos. And then at night, I'm listening to meditations. I'm listening to teachers. I'm writing notes. I mean, it's been very much a full-time job. Or I'm just sitting there really trying to get better at being in a meditative state when I can truly be in the flow and my mind will shut up. Because that's not easy, and it does take a lot of practice. I started with guided meditations because those were easier than shutting up my mind. And it was through time and repetition and repetition and repetition and repetition to get that practice in there to be able to do that. So I was just like, well, gosh, is trying to be in the energy that you want to be pushing upstream? I don't know. But I can trust that basically everything that I've already been asking for and praying for and meditating for, the universe knows what I want. How about I just get out of the way and allow them to bring things to me instead of trying to do it myself? Because that's never going to work. Trying to do it myself will never work. So believing that this amazing abundance is already coming my way, being grateful for that, really, really feeling the energy of gratitude, forgiving the past. This is all my little steps, right? Forgiving the past, letting go of all of it, understanding that I am exactly where I need to be right now. I had so much confusion. I tried so hard to have healing with this other person, to have healing with myself, to forgive myself, feeling like, this was my fault. No, actually, it was both people's fault. I didn't cause it. I can't control it. It's not my job to cure it. I did what I did because I knew what I knew at the time, and that's okay. So I'm not going to should on myself. I did the best that I could with the information and the level of consciousness that I had at the time. And in the absence of resisting this, by letting go so that things can actually change, I'm letting go of the control. I'm letting go, which is all from fear, letting go of the fear. And in that letting go and the letting go of the resistance, clarity can actually come in, because I'm not pushing upstream anymore. I'm allowing. So putting out the vibrational desire to not be blocked is very different than putting out the vibration that what's meant for me is already coming through my faith. I deserve amazing and wonderful things. I know that. I already know that Spirit's bringing that into my life. In fact, it's already done. It's not just coming, it's already done. Believing that, walking in that, releasing the fears that it's not coming is letting go of the resistance, getting in the flow. So I love it. So I was sitting here writing, I'd written like a few pages on this. So I have several Oracle decks, and this is a really great one, Lightworker Oracle. So here's the card that I pulled, which just was a confirmation, which I love this. It's time. It is time your life became easier. It is time for you to walk the way of divine grace with trust, simplicity, and acceptance. You do not have to try to make things happen. You can gracefully act without attachment and trust that all will be as it is meant to be. Surrender your struggles now as you allow life to serve you with love and kindness. This is the most efficient use of your energy and will lead to the best results. Bam, drop the mic right there. That is perfect, which Spirit always is, right? Totally perfect. So I send you love and light, and I hope that you will find this when you find this, for whenever you're supposed to find this, and your day is amazing and blessed.